Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, whatever it is. Let's do something a little different today. I want to show y'all something right quick. We're going to give you a fishing tip from my part of the country. Uh, Before I start that, thank everybody for the well wishes, congratulations, and all that on the new grandson. I was asked 2 or 3 dozen times, how's he doing? He's doing just fine. He had his first doctor's appointment day before yesterday. He has gained a little over a pound. No issues with his formula, nothing like that. They retested their hearing. I mean, I think it's a common thing with babies in the hospital. Their hearing don't seem to be that good. But the doctor retested him there at the office and perfect, everything's fine. So thanks for the well wishes. He's doing just fine. I had him last night for a little while. He let me know that he had pretty good lungs, and but he's doing just fine. Now, I have not felt well the last couple of days at all. I went to heat treat a blade this morning, and lo and behold, my propane bottle was out on the forge. So here we go to town again, and now I have propane, and picked up a couple other things for the shop. I'll show you all later on. Alright, I was talking to my buddy Larry yesterday. Larry's over in the Jacksonville area, over that way. And he is a transplanted Floridian, which I won't tell you what we call him, but Larry's a good guy. Real good guy. We'll claim him as one of ours. And we was talking about bush hooks and catfishing. Now, bush hooks, limb lines, whichever you want to call it, same thing. We was talking about how he did it, and I was trying to explain to him how I did it, so I'm just going to show you right quick. Alright, I got the camera pointed away from the boat because I'm embarrassed for my boat because it's covered with dust and dirt and spider webs, and that's going to change very shortly. Alright, here is my bush hook box. That's all I keep in here, and it stays in the boat most of the time. So I keep everything together. Now, these have not been used since I made them. Alright, this is black catfish line, tar covered line. Commonly referred to on YouTube and around places as bank line. And I've never heard that in my life until I started watching YouTube. So, I'm not going to let my vocabulary get changed. This is catfish line. Okay? Thank you. Alright, these haven't been used yet. This is what's left of these, and there's a couple in the bottom in there. Sometimes I'll use this bright color line, because that way I can see it better when I'm going down the bank looking. And I also use, at times, regular white line. This is regular white mason twine, I think is what they call it. Now, when I set a line on a tree, I will put a flag, piece of engineer tape, tied to a clothespin, and a little piece of reflective DOT tape. Now, you can get this in the auto parts section or at the auto parts store. You can get a big piece of it and cut it up in little pieces. Because at night you can shine down the bank and see that'll shine. Now, when I set lines at night, I'll park the boat up close and stay there. I've been ripped off too many times. People will go down and see your lines if you mark them like I do, and they'll check them for you, and they will take your fish. Happened to me and me and Ken the last time we went out. We almost caught them. It was that close. We come up on them, and they was taking off from one of our lines. We checked all our lines, and we fished upriver from them. Every line, clean hook, nothing. So we almost caught them, and it would not have been good on their end. Alright, now this is mainly for Larry in the state of Florida. Limb lines, bush hooks, trot lines must be marked with your name and address. If not, if you get caught pulling them and it's not, you will get a ticket. Okay, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I do not push the laws, hunting, fishing law, any laws. Now that doesn't mean I agree with all of them, because I absolutely do not. I don't agree with this tag law. But that's to save a ticket and a bunch of hassle. You know, go with the law. I do. Now I make mine about 6 feet long for the most part for where I normally fish. They can be any length you want them. Tangle them up, that usually happens when you're trying to set them. Alright, got 6 feet of line. On the top end you got your tag. Okay, just a loop. Now I will go the way I set mine, go around the tree limb, come up through there and just pull it all the way back through. That way it's not going anywhere. Because it's aggravating to come up on one that you've tied with a regular knot or some kind of knot and come back checking it's gone. Alright, the rig is very simple. Take your egg sinker, slide it up on there a few inches above your hook. I take mine and tie a knot here and a knot here, and that keeps that sinker still. Come down, tie you a hook on there, whichever knot you like. You can see that one's been chewed on a good bit. This one's just about ready to be replaced. And that is your rig right there. That's it. No swivels, nothing else. Monofilament line is illegal in the state of Florida for bush hooks and all that. Now you see it all the time. People leave it on the water. You see it, but it is not legal. Alright, now keep them on an old piece of styrofoam like this. Usually a little neater than this. That way, while you're setting lines, if you knock it overboard, it will float. Long enough for you to get to it anyway. Ask me how I know that, instead of putting them on a piece of wooden board. Now the hooks I use are number 2/0 mustad. Now this is a saltwater type hook because they are less likely to rust. I do have a box of circle hooks somewhere in the boat. I got them a good while back that I'm going to try. I've never been a circle hook fan, but we'll see. Last catfishing trip up to Ohio, we used circle hooks, and I sort of like those. So. Anyway, limit is 12 hooks. And if you run 12 hooks, especially if you buy yourself, 12 hooks in a night is enough. If you don't catch anything on 12, you're not going to catch any on any more. I normally set 10. Or just depends on how I feel. Put them in this little box, close it up, stays in the boat all the time. And I've got extra sinkers and stuff in the bottom in case I need to make more lines while I'm there. Now, baiting these things. Now this is for Florida people. Y'all keep that in mind. You cannot use any live bait, shiners, brim, bluegill, shell crackers, nothing alive on a bush hook. Now you can use it alive on a rod and reel on a pole, but that's it. That's the only kind of freshwater live bait you can use. You can't take a dead brim and cut it up and put it on that bush hook. You can't do that. Brim, bass, you could get away with catfish, but catfish is not a good bait, I don't think, for other catfish. You can use shad. We use mullet because it's easy to get. Any kind of saltwater fish, but a game fish, brim, bluegill, crappie, all that is considered game fish. You can't use them on bush hooks. You cannot use treble hooks on bush hooks. So did I say no monofilament? Yeah, no monofilament. I mean, that's just, like I said, there's some rules I agree with, some I don't agree with, but it don't matter. When that warden pulls up and checks you out, checks out your gear, if you're not right, you're going to get a ticket, and then you're going to have a hassle and, you know, all that. So I try to avoid that all the way around. I've never got a ticket on the water. I've been checked a bunch of times. Everything in my boat's legal. Everything that I fish with is legal. If I catch a fish that's a quarter of an inch or an eighth of an inch too short, back he goes. It's not worth the trouble, because I've seen it happen with other people. Yeah, if the limit of the fish is 5, keep 5. Go the next day and get you 5 more if you want to. I mean, that's just the way I see things. Anyway, Larry, I wanted to show you that. That's the rig I was trying to explain to you. That's the way I do it. A lot of people might do it differently, but most of the people I know around here, that's the way we do it. I still have not ran into that warden that I know to ask him about those banjo picky thingamabobbers that you gave me. Bug on me. I'll run into him eventually, and I've got them in the truck still in the envelope so I can show him. I'm not going to put them in the boat just in case I go and they see them in there, you know, until I'm absolutely sure. Not saying they told you wrong, but I think they told you wrong over there. I'm not sure, but we'll see when I run into it. Alright, since I'm starting to ramble, I've got a couple of things to do in the shop. I don't feel like doing it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Mailed out this morning, Master Sergeant Jim. Mailed out, y'all, my memory is so bad. William. Everything I showed you yesterday, I mailed out. Master Sergeant Jim, William, Darius, and who else was there? One more. Anyway, y'all know who you are. It's on the way to you. And everybody else should be getting theirs I mailed the other day, should be getting it by today. See, I didn't mention Lee the other day. Lee, I forgot to show yours, your side draw camp knife scabbard. That's on the, it should get to you probably today. Not today, tomorrow. Alright. Let me go in here and see what I'm going to do. If it gets too bad, I'll just quit for today. So, pardon me. After a trip to Big Wally World and back this morning, I'm tired anyway. So, back to school shoppers are in there, and it's just like ants all over town. So I'm going to stay out here in my little domain for a while. Alright, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your support. I hope this fishing tip helps, and I will see y'all later.